Good morning, everybody. This is Calvin Butler, and I've got a few of my students here. And today is Saturday, 10:15 is the start time. We're running a little late with 10:20. So today is Six Figures Book and Pray from Home show, right here in our broadcast studio. This is probably going to be the last time that we broadcast from here because I'm having a private studio done at my wife and I's new home. We're gonna have a private, dedicated studio with better sound quality. We're probably gonna be switching to, if not a different format as far as what we use to make this broadcast. Right now, we use freeconferencecall.com, but we're probably gonna switch to something else that's a little bit more inclusive, so that when we have our guests on, our guests can actually all be on camera, and you can kind of see everyone, as they are joined in, and that will be an option for them to do that. They can do it now, but we're going to go to a format that gives us better control and better sound quality. So hopefully that will help improve a lot of the issues that we've had in the past, especially with the open mics. So, but with that other, what we're coming up with, it's going to be new. After today's broadcast, there probably would not be another Saturday broadcast until after the first of the year. So it'll probably be on the 4th of January or maybe the 11th of January, sometime after New Year's. So today is going to be the last broadcast for this year, and we'll be coming back next year with a whole bunch of new stuff. Whole bunch of things going on, but in the meantime, we will be having our new Monday nights how-to sessions. Monday nights from 8 p.m. to 8:45 p.m. It's the how-to series. That's the new how-to series that we have implemented, and we'll be doing orientation just once per month. Okay, we won't do orientation every week because there's no need for it. And we also still have our Tuesday night spot training, so you all will be able to tune into those and see all those on YouTube and within your back office. And we will be having our Q&A Wednesday. Now, we won't have them during the week of Christmas, obviously. So we'll break for the week of Christmas, and then we will come back on those that immediately following New Year's. Okay? So just let y'all know so you all don't come on and say, hey, where's Calvin? Like where's Waldo? So that's what's going on. I'm still going to be available to students. If you all want to call up, if you have a question or something, or hit me up on Facebook, and I'll try to respond as best I can. But we're going to be, really, really, really busy this season with moving into our new home, and of course it's the holidays and just all types of stuff. So we were just discussing off mic, the members and I. We were discussing the closing of Celadon. I don't know if y'all know that. Let me start sharing my screen. Start sharing my screen here. And by the way, today's book is going to be what we call an open mic session. Okay, it's going to be an open mic session. We're not going to do any specific training, but it's going to be more of a public-private consultation. So anybody that's having problems with any part of our platform, anything, if you need help on something, today is today to address it and let us help you out with it. Okay? Because we've got roughly 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours a day to address any issues, problems, difficulties. If you're, lacking in a certain area, if you want us to go over the script and go in depth on the script and handle some objections, if you want us to show you how to search for stuff on load boards, if you want to, any of that, today is the day to do it. Okay, because this is this is going to be entitled, when you go to YouTube to find it or in your back office, it's going to be entitled Public-Private Consultation. Okay, so that's what it's going to be entitled, Public-Private Consultation. This is what we would normally do if you booked a private consultation and you pay for your private consultation, this is how we would take care of it. You would tell us what your issues are, or what you're trying to gain more knowledge on, or give us a specific thing you're trying to do. And remember, it doesn't have to have something to do with our platform, as long as it deals with trucking or the logistics industry. If any of you want to know how to start your own trucking company without owning trucks, today is the day to ask that. So if there's questions that you all have about doing stuff within the industry, and you need our expert advice, because we are consultants, this is a free session. Okay? Normally, you all have to pay for this on our our private consultation board, which is right here. But today, you all are going to have an opportunity to get a peek into how we do our consultations, and it's free. So it won't cost you anything, because normally, as you all see here, it costs you for members, it costs you $50 per hour and $25 per half hour. For non-members, it costs $100 per hour and $50 for a half hour. So no need to book a private consultation. If you're on here today and you got anything that's been either heavy on your mind, or things you've been trying to get accomplished, or other things you want to do within the industry, today is going to be the day to let us help you out with that. All right? But first of all, we were discussing the closing of Celadon. I think I can find it if I go up here and say bankruptcy. Trucking company. Trucking company files bankruptcy. You got it?
So, someone posted the link in chat group 2.
In chat group 2? Let's see here. Okay, so someone posted it in our chat group.
Yes, one of the posted it in the chat group.
Hold on, let's go and find that. That's why I love our chat group. Our members are always up to date on stuff.
Yeah, he just posted it about 15-20 minutes ago.
All right, let me scroll up, see what we can find. Y'all can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is big news. There it is right there. This is pretty big news. All right, so y'all can see what's going on. All right. When I started in the trucking industry, I actually looked up this company right here. I was going to go and work with them, Celadon Group. They made me an offer and things like that, but they've been bleeding for decades now, for at least a decade, for at least 10, almost 20 years. Okay. One of the things that you all want to do, if any of you out there are becoming owner operators, or you're owner operator looking for somewhere to lease to sign your truck onto an authority, you want to look at the history of the companies. Okay. I would rather sign with a brand new company and I would lease my truck onto a brand new company before I lease my truck onto a company that has been historically struggling to pay their bills. Okay? I don't know if that makes sense to you all, and here's the reason why. Because once you get out there and you start running, you need your money, right? You need your money. And if you're pinning your hopes and your future earnings on a company that may not be in the business, may not be in business, 8 months from now, a year from now, whatever the case may be, someone could come in and say, hey, was seizing, all the assets and was shutting this bad boy down, and you're stuck out there. And it could cost you a lot of money. Okay, just getting your truck back back to where it needs to be and things. And if you finance your truck through their subsidiary, then you're in another big problem. I think the company that the company that they backed was I want to say it was Capital Truck Financing or something Truck Financing, but they were a subsidiary of this company. And I know this because when I went down there, it's somewhere in Ohio, but I went there when I was first looking to get a truck, and they had about a couple hundred people there. And this is every single day. They have a couple of hundred people there every day buying trucks. And they were literally being pumped out at $700 per week, $800 a week, $950 a week payments.
Wasn't it Rush?
I'm sorry?
Wasn't the name of that company Rush?
I'm trying to think of the name of the company. Hold on.
It's probably in the article because they go into detail about the collapse of the company.
Yeah, it's publicly traded company, Celadon Group, and this finance company was part of that group. It was part of the Celadon Group, but it was truck finance. The company had more than 3,000 employees. Trucking giant operators, more than 2,700 power units. That's a lot of trucks, y'all. 2,700 trucks with more than 2,500 drivers. They were huge. They were a giant. Okay. They were a giant. Operational fuel costs, clear when the car. They've got and this way they see out of Columbus, Ohio, Celadon operates terminals in the U.S. But I knew they was out of this area here, up around those states. The company also owns a division of Canadian Highway Transport and Mexico Services Transportation Jaguar. Turbulent times. The statements. Trying to see if it's in a related articles. Additionally, what's in that truck financing company? I'm not seeing it in here. And they may be trying to protect that company. Why? Because it may not be in the bankruptcy with them. The firms, the creditors, one Celadon insider. Okay, but this is huge. Okay, I'll try and find the information for you all. But if you all are wanting to catch up on some interesting reading about what's going on, read this. I'll give you a little bit of it. One of the largest publicly traded transportation companies in the United States, Celadon Group, is expected to file bankruptcy as soon as Sunday, December the 8th. Sources with direct knowledge of the situation told Transportation Nation Week Network, TNN, on Friday evening that the troubled Indianapolis in-base mega carrier will cease operations beginning Monday, December the 9th. Celadon began notifying customers on Thursday, December 5th, and the company would soon be filing bankruptcy and no longer be servicing accounts. Now, did y'all read that section right there? Any of y'all think that section right there it would be particular interest to our network?
Yep.
How so? See if y'all been paying attention. See if y'all been thinking like entrepreneurs. How so?
Well, in the chat group, a couple of members were saying that you could try to see who their shippers were and get in contact with the shippers and customer list and try to get in touch, I guess some of the owner operators if you can in that area.
Exactly. Look, when I tell y'all I feel like a proud dad when I look in the chat group and I see, how you all are up on things and you're sharing not just news, but you're sharing opportunities. You all are really starting to think like entrepreneurs. Because before getting into a network like this, you would see something like that and say, oh man, the trucking industry is going to hell in a handbasket, right? I mean, and that would be the end of it. It wouldn't be any type of thought of, oh, this is a great opportunity. Yes, look, a lot of times, opportunities come in the worst situations. What's the old saying? When there's blood in the streets, do what? Does anybody? When there's blood in the streets.
I don't know that one.
There's an old saying when it comes to entrepreneurs. Here, I'll try and look it up for you. And it starts off with when there's y'all till I always when there's blood.
The wolves start circling.
Huh?
The wolves start circling.
No, kind of, but it starts off with when there's blood in the streets. Okay, it's an old Baron Rothschild, a Rothschild, an 18th century British nobleman and member of the Rothschild banking family, is credited with saying that the time to buy is when there's blood in the streets. You should know Rothschild made a fortune buying in the panic that followed the Battle of Waterloo against Napoleon. Now, and then you can look that up on, you can look up the meaning of it, okay? Okay? You can look up the meaning of it, because what happens is when everyone else is panicking, my uncle gave me a poster when I was young, and this is why I idolize my uncle. Y'all heard me talk about him, Mr. Johnny James George. He's the vice president of AXA Financial Investments and Accounting. Okay, they handle a lot of the pro athletes, and now just around the board, not just athletes now, but they handle a lot of their investment accounts. Okay, and he gave me a poster once, and we're only 10 years apart. When he's only 10 years older than I am, and we look almost just. I mean, it's uncanny how much we look like each other. We both went to the same college. He went to college. He was 10 years before me. Then I went to that same college, and all the professors and everything, they immediately told me, "You, the brother of what? You're Johnny's brother." I go, "No, I'm his nephew." And it is uncanny how you all just look exactly like each other. Okay, but he went on to play pro basketball for a couple of years, and then he got hurt, and then he went back and started using his accounting degree and started his own financial advisory firm along with a couple other guys, and that's how AXA got started. But he gave me a poster once that said, "If you can keep your head when everyone around you is losing theirs, what will you be?" And at the bottom, the answer was taller than the rest of them. Now, when he first gave me that poster sat on my wall, I was like, 15 years old. Okay? That poster sat on my wall, and I used to look at that poster every night before I went to bed, and I could not figure out what the real meaning was until later on in life. Okay? And that's kind of what this is right here. When there's blood in the street, which means when everyone else is panicking, when everyone else is running for fear, when everyone else is scared, that's the time for you to do what? Invest, invest, invest. When all the other, all the other investors, on the stock market, when they're panicking, when the stock market is plummeting and all the shares are going down, they're, sell, I want to lose my money, sell. No, that's the time to buy. That's the time to buy, right? You want it to drop. Because you really want to hope it drops down to the very bottom. Because chances are the entire market is not going to collapse. It's just panic that's driving the prices down, driving the stock down. But that's the time for you to do what? Accumulate a lot of stock. Because your $1,000 before maybe could only buy what? 5 shares or 2 shares of Google, right? Because Google is what, $500 a share, something like that now? So when Google stock is doing great, $500 a share, your $1,000 can only buy what, 2 shares. But if there's a stock market crash and Google stocks start plummeting, everyone else is panicking, right? So they're selling. People like me will look at it and say, let's buy a whole bunch of Google stock. Because now I can afford more of it. And then just hang on to it and just ride the wave. Because if you look back over the history of it, there's a 99.99% chance that it's not going to just fail and Google's going to go out of business. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy a whole bunch of Celadon stock. No. Because they've already now just filed bankruptcy. Okay, so it's almost a foregiven that they are going out of business. But here are some of the things that you can look at as an entrepreneur. Look at the industry that they was in, and like you said, now you got a whole bunch of their clientele that are left out in the cold. There's a whole bunch of freight that they thought that they had on the books that was scheduled to be moved by those 2,700 plus trucks. Anybody want to take a guess at how much freight that equals to in dollars?
Probably millions.
Billions. Not millions, billions. This is what, when you, as a broker, and you go to a shipper, and you're presenting yourself as being able to handle some of their accounts, a question that comes up often is, can you handle an account that has $1 billion market that needs to be met? Can you handle accounts where you're going to be pretty much responsible for moving $1 billion worth of freight on any given monthly basis? That's one of the questions that they ask. Are you equipped to handle that type of volume? That's what we're looking at here. This company was probably with that many trucks. Remember, all their trucks were dedicated trucks. They were dedicated trucks. They had dedicated loads. We're not talking about loads that people just posted in the truck. I said, okay, let's see if I want to grab this knot. No, these were dedicated loads. Well, all 2,700 trucks had, when you signed on with them, they gave you a dedicated route. Now y'all starting to see why this is huge when it comes to the trucking industry. Not just
so would that mean that the price of the freight is probably going to go up because they're going to need that freight moved?
Yes. Not only that, those shippers now are going to be willing to negotiate at higher rates now. Those shippers are going to be willing to work with what? First-year brokers now. Those shippers are going to be willing to work with, open their doors up to who? They're going to be successful opening their doors up to who? Dispatchers now. Independent dispatch firms, owner business management firms. So if you can present your case to their former clientele who are now left out in the, they're left out in a hurricane with no umbrella and no shelter. So now's the time to start mounting and developing your pitch to contact as many of their clientele as possible. Start doing your research. I mean, Google, go to the Citco site, see if you can find, shippers that were associated with Celadon, all kinds of stuff.
Mr. Calvin, how would you suggest finding carriers that may have been associated with them?
Carriers? You mean shippers, right?
Yes, the shippers, yeah.
Well, yes. What's the simplest way? What's the simplest way, y'all? What's the simplest way to find this out?
Google it. Carriers, shippers that deal with Celadon.
Yeah, I mean, and y'all got them old grandmamas that said closed mouths don't never get fed.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you better ask for what you want. That's my grandma used to say all the time. I can't read your mind. You look at that. My grandmama. Now look, I was raised in the country, right? And out there we hunt and we cook anything that can be put on the fire. My grandmama used to love to cook possum and Perlo gravy rice. Growing up, I couldn't stand possum. I know y'all probably said, possum? Did I say possum? Yeah, we trapped and used to eat possum. I told y'all I was a black redneck. Y'all don't believe me, but I'm being honest. I really am. Okay, I really, really am. My grandmama used to cook possum and Perlo rice. Now, anybody know what Perlo rice is?
No.
Oh, y'all city folks. Y'all, I got a bunch of city-fied people over here. Y'all know what Perlo rice is. Perlo is rice that's regular rice, but what you do is you chop up some eggs and you make some gravy with onions and bell peppers and mushrooms, and you boil the egg, you chop the eggs up in it, and then you simmer that, you season it with some flour and some water and some salt and pepper, and you can chop up bits of chicken in it and stuff like this and that, and you let that simmer until it gets to like a milky, you put that flour in it, it gets to a thick pasty, like a milky pasty thing. And then you pour that over your rice, right? Then you put that back on the stove, and you let that simmer and simmer until it boils up and gets into a nice little, almost like a soupy type area. Perlo rice. Okay? That's called Perlo. That's called, and she would, cook that possum. She would serve the Perlo rice with the gravy, the cornbread, and hot sauce. Okay? I didn't like possum. Right? But I never really questioned my grandmama when she cooked, because she was cooking for 13 people. Her 11 children plus me and my sister. All right? I was raised in a big household. So she was cooking for 11 people. But I didn't really like possum. So for years, I kind of peeked through it, not really eating, but trying to eat it, whatever this is that. And then when I got, I think about 14 or 15 years old, she was cooking the Perlo rice and the possum, and I just finally said, can I have something different? She said, why? She said, boy, speak up. Closed mouths will never get fed. I can't read your mind. Tell me what you want. That's what she said. I said, well, I don't like possum. She said, all this time you've been eating possum and you don't like it? I go, no, ma'am. She said, now, that's real stupid of you. All you had to do was just say something. I'd cook you something different. So you see what I'm saying? The best way to find out something is to ask. Open up your mouth and just ask. All right? So if you're looking for Celadon Group clients client portal. Let's see what we got here. Driver portal. Access your driver account. Well, you're going to have a login for that. Premier International Cellular Group Cross with 3 decades of experience. Hold up. Well, let's make this simple. Client list. 3 decades of experience, customer satisfaction. Investor Center. Now that might be a way to find this out. So if you're looking to invest in a company, you're going to know who their clients are, right? And they should have something on here. Key financial ratios, interactive stock chart, historical price lookup, analysis, coverage, alert shareholder, directive, litigation, notice of settlement. Now this is the part of business that a lot of people don't like because it's just tedious stuff. Financial performance, corporate strategy, investor center. It's the SEC filings. But you're going to have to see through a bunch of stuff like this probably to find that client list. Or you can just ask something like this. Let's try another approach. Y'all, I think we may have found something. Y'all think we done found something here? Materials industry. Bam! Am I good or am I good? And the crowd goes wild. All right, here we go. Y'all seeing this?
Yes.
All right. Y'all can go and see it. Calvin, you good. Go and see it. Go and see it. Go and see it. I don't need to hear it. Just keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. But look. So now, what's the thing to do now? What's the thing to do now? Here now you are looking at here. I'm going to share this with you all. Copy and paste it. Let's paste this to you all, so you all can go and research this yourselves too. That's my chat. There we go.
While you're doing that, Calvin, I would contact their shipping manager or their supervisor,
Yeah,
and ask, what I would have to do to provide them with some drivers.
Yeah. Look, first of all, you want to, and look, first thing you want to do is you want to address the elephant in the room. Those people like this, they ain't got time for chit chat, they ain't got time for small talk, and they're in a situation, so they're trying to get a whole lot of stuff done right now, right?
Right.
So right out the gate, you're gonna do what? You're gonna throw that doggone fastball, right down the middle, fast as you can throw it straight up, right across the plate. And say ain't no curve, ain't no knuckle, ain't no slider, nothing like that. You ain't coming with throwing no junk. You throwing just heat. You gonna start out throwing heat. Hey, look. Whoever you call over here at center backs, you know, whatever. So you're gonna look these companies up, and you're gonna find them, and you're gonna try your best to contact them, and you're gonna say, look, first of all, let me express, my concern for your company in losing the Celadon account. And that was a huge loss to the industry. And I know you all are probably working furiously to replace those accounts and get those shipments moved. The good news is I'm part of a huge network. We have a network of more than, and you can use the power of the network because you are part of a huge network. You are part of a huge network. Okay, we're part of a huge network that has more than, just lay it out there. We have more than 4,000 members. More than 1,000 freight brokerage firms and owner business managers, all of which have contracts with various owner operators who would love to service your contracts, service your accounts. Who do I need to speak with to start negotiations on covering some of these accounts? I mean, just go right at them. They know they got a problem. You know they got a problem. The world knows they got a problem right now, right? So there's no need to put, shuffling around the whole situation, right? Any of y'all think that's a bad approach? Good approach? Indifferent?
Sounds good.
I mean, that's the approach that I would take because, look, you want to let them know that look, I understand and feel your pain right now. Because it probably caught them out of, blindside, out of nowhere. Right? So now, but you also got to let them know that, hey, there's hope. And I'm here to offer my help. And, if they say, well, we can try you out on certain kind. So whatever they try you out with is what? It's a gain and a plus on your side. And it's an opportunity to do what? To grab a hold of a lot of companies that have a lot of great freight that needs to be moved. And remember, a lot of these freights all these were dedicated accounts. Now, are you going to have competition from big carriers like who? Swift? Right? Covenant Transport. Covenant Transport, I guarantee you, Covenant is going to make a huge pitch to take up the majority of those accounts. But here's the problem: Covenant don't have 2,700 trucks. I think Covenant has about 1,700 carriers. So it's going to take a lot to cover those loads. And we're talking about dedicated freight that's out there right now that is trying to get covered. Now, also, you all might want to start checking the load boards here in the next couple of weeks. The load boards probably going to be flooded with a bunch of their loads. Why? Because they're probably going to start working with brokers a whole lot more now to get those loads covered in the meantime until they can replace that account. You see what I'm saying? So, even though this is what looks like gloom and doom, everyone else is running for cover. Why? Because there's blood in the street. You all should be what? Out there looking in the streets, out there looking for the opportunity. On the load boards, Watch and see if there's and I'm predicting there's gonna be a significant rise in rates on load boards, and it's gonna be specifically from the shippers that have lost that Celadon account. And as bad as it is for Celadon and their shippers, this is actually great news for the industry, believe it or not. Do y'all see my logic?
Yes.
Okay. So when y'all see stuff like this, and like I said, I commend you all because in the chat group, someone recognized this immediately for what it is, an opportunity. They recognized it immediately for what it is, an opportunity, okay? And that's what it is. It's an opportunity. Right? I just posted this in the back group. Hoping someone will, let me see if I can find what's called that. It's a little bit. So this is their client. This is their clientele. You got it. I'm at a glance, but you know this is, and you all notice how stuff is kind of like, it's really, it's there, but it's not in plain sight. You got to dig for it. You got to know the right questions to ask. Look at that, Babcock. Now y'all know that's a big, what's called Babcock and Wilcox Enterprise. Simtrex, big account. There's another Simtrex account. Now Inc. They had some huge accounts. Franklin Electric. They had huge accounts, and not just, you know, a couple of huge accounts. This company was a mega giant when it came to moving dedicated freight. Do y'all see this? So, and this is a wealth of information here too, on this page that we've just been able to find. I mean, wealth of information. Okay, so right here, put this in Celadon clients. And believe it or not, y'all, this is what I spend a lot of my time doing nowadays. All right, so there you have it. Okay, that's one of the ways that you all should be, you know, looking at things when you're seeing stuff like this. You know, I'm excited. I'm excited on for a lot of different reasons. It's going to open up a huge influx of freight that's going to be added to the load boards, and you all probably start seeing that within the probably as early as next week. I would kind of take a look at the load boards on Monday through Friday and see if it looks like the prices are going up. We may even be able to see some stuff on the other day from just the announcement. But definitely by next week, you should probably see higher paying freight in more frequency on the load boards. okay, because of this big closure right here, because of this right here. This is a huge plus for the industry, really. I mean, I hate to say it for this company, but it is a big plus for the industry. Let's see if I can find that finance company that finances those trucks. What's the name of that company? I know that out of oil. Ohio. What is the name of that company? I can't think of the name of the company now. I'm thinking it's Capital. I'm thinking it's Capital. Let me do this right here. Semi-truck financing. I can't believe I can't think of the name of that company. I can't think of the name of the company now.
I'm thinking Arrow or Rush.
No, it wasn't Rush. Unless they changed their name, that wasn't the name of the company that I was referring to. But they were associated with Celadon. Quality. There it is right there. Bam. I knew I'd find it. This is it right here. When I put in the Celadon connection, it pulls it right up. But this is the company right here, Quality. Yep, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. This is it. I mean, they get a ton of business. And every time you would go there, Celadon would have all their drivers go and get trucks with them. So Celadon was their main supplier. It was like their main connection to leasing drivers' trucks. So they're probably going to have a whole bunch of trucks that are going to be coming back. Because when I say they literally, there was 100 to a couple hundred people every single day, Monday through Fridays, that was showing up there. And they have a huge yard with just full of trucks, all types of trucks. Matter of fact, let me see something here. Let's try to see if they've got some images. Usually have some imagery on their websites. Some people have stuff like this, but search fleet trucks, fleet services. But they had a huge, just all type of, and these were very popular. Is that they have these kind of used international. I know a friend of mine went and got one of these, and his payment on a used one, I think it was like $740 per week. $740 per week. Okay, now some of y'all probably say that's not bad because if you make, making $3,000 a week, you can afford it, right? Is that what y'all said, right? But you come out a lot better if you just took the steps to go to your bank and got qualified for a line of credit. You get that same truck that they were selling for. What was the sale price on this truck right here? So this truck right here, that's 2016 Lone Star. See details. But this same. See what they got on the price here. Do they have a price on it? Does anybody see a price? They're probably not gonna put the price on here. But if they were selling this truck for $80,000 or $100,000 or whatever the case may be, okay? If you went and got yourself a line of credit, a revolving line of credit, basically a business credit card is basically what it is. You can buy that same truck and get the title to it and pay the interest only on your revolving line of credit. Probably going to be about $600 a month, if that. That's a big difference from $600 a month to $750 per week, right? So on $600 a month, you can definitely make some money, right?
Right.
And now quality's probably if someone turns this video over to them, they're probably going to call me and have their attorneys call me and say, hey, we need to take that video down. I ain't taking a squat down. I'll just let you know that right now. I'm not taking it down. Okay. I'm not giving out any false information that nobody don't already know. Okay. Everybody who's in the industry already knows this. All I'm saying is there's better choices. There are better choices, okay, out there than just to go and jump on these type of deals. And look, these type of companies may serve a purpose. Obviously they do. You got a lot of people who are not going to qualify for business lines of credit. A lot of people who are not going to take the steps to get themselves in a position to qualify for a business line of credit, for a revolving line of credit. Okay? A lot of people are not going to go out and get the continued contracts. They're not going to take the time to put together a business plan and a presentation. They're not going to take the steps to pay off some negative stuff on their credit to get their scores high enough. So you got a lot of people who are just not going to do that. You got a lot of people that won't even go to a credit repair company and pay them a small fee for them to have stuff taken off their credit. Okay? Some people just not going to go through any of those steps, no matter how simplistic, no matter how doable they are. They're going to have people that are just not going to do it. And those people would rather go and spend that type of money and put themselves in that position in getting these type of choices. Why? Because it's convenient, it's quick, it's fast. Relatively fast when it comes to getting qualified. You just basically just show up, and if you got a contract with a company that says that they've accepted you into their own op program, all you got to do is go get a truck. You show them, study on, not study on, but this company quality, they look down the list. Oh yeah, they're on our list. Call them up. Hey, this guy got a contract with you? Yep, he's part of our own op program. They know paperwork. Bam. Let us pick out your truck, son. Ma'am. No money down. right? Now that's very tempting and very appealing to someone who wants to get into the trucking industry as an owner-operator and have their own truck. So they're willing to do that instead of taking the steps to take that payment from $750 a week to $600, $400, maybe even $450 per month. Or at the very least, if you did it and you got a payment of $800 per month, it's still way better than $750 per week. Okay, but they were huge. Celadon is hugely responsible for a lot of these trucks that they were putting out. Because when I went there, I mean, there was about 150 to 200 people there, and I would say 100 of them were Celadon. So they needed a truck to put on what? Those dedicated routes. All right, that's enough about that. Let's get into some issues that you all have. All right. First of all, any questions on any of this that we just discussed? A lot of y'all brain are churning, and I can feel it working. I can just feel your brain is just kind of rolling stuff over and say, okay, look, I need to call this company, I need to put together a pitch, I need to do this, all that type of stuff. So any questions on what we just talked about? And if not, any questions on anything that you all have about the industry? If you have a problem you need solving, let's work on that. Because like I said, today we're going to do mostly public-private consultations. So who's up first? Who needs help with something, logistics-wise?
Yes, question.
Yeah.
So how do you start a trucking company without, like, owning a truck, without a truck?
Okay. Well, first of all, first thing you got to do is you got to get your authority, right?
Okay.
Right. All right. So the company that and you all don't have to use this company, but the company that we recommend to do that is, give me a second here, 1 Hour Authority.
But Mr. Calvin, with the 1 Hour Authority, I was looking into that, but it looks like you can only get authority for like up to 2 vehicles or something, or how does it go?
No, what you need is when you contact them, you got to be specific. Okay, I don't think they have it on their website, but you when you call them, you got to explain this. Hey, I'm looking to start my own trucking company, right? And I just want the authority that guys can lease their truck onto.
Okay.
You understand?
Oh, okay.
You're not, you're not going, look. So remember, his question was, how do you start a trucking company without owning any trucks, right?
Correct.
That was his question. Not how do I start a trucking company where I own a whole bunch of trucks. Okay. The question was, how do you start a trucking company without owning any trucks? And that's the best way to go, is to do it without owning any trucks. That's what I am doing, what we are doing the first of the year. We're going to go ahead and get our carrier authority, and we're going to lease owner operators onto our authority. Okay. But you will start with getting your authority. Okay. That's what you're going to start with. All right. And what you're going to do is you're going to contact 1 Hour Authority. Okay. And you're going to let them know, say, hey, here's what I'm looking to do. I want to get my U.S. DOT number, MC number, and my carrier authority. Okay. Now you notice here, it's not on here. All they have is on here. This is just your necessary vehicle registrations. All right. This is what someone would get. This is what someone would have if they're looking to lease their truck on with you. This is not an authority, but it's the U.S. DOT numbers, which you can go out with this, you got your CDL, if you've been driving for more than 6 months, I think you got 6 months experience. No, not experience, but 6 months. What's working for y'all? The time, 6 months seasoning. Thank you. On your CDL, 6 to 8 months seasoning. On your CDL, you can go ahead and get your US. Actually, you can get this just straight out of truck driving school. Really, you just want to go get your US DOT number and file for your own authority. You can do that straight out of truck driving school. I knew a young lady that straight from truck driving school. She never went to work for anybody. She got her CDL, right? She got her US DOT number and her authority. And guess where she went? She went to, what's that truck leasing company? Penske, right? Yeah, she went over to Penske, got her truck. I bet her truck was like $2,200 a month or something like that, or $2,400 a month, which is not bad, but it's a brand new truck, completely covered. She didn't have to worry about no maintenance. Didn't have to worry about putting tires on the bad boy. If it broke down, they replace her truck with another truck. They bring her truck out to her and take her truck, and she keep on moving. Insured, everything's done through Penske. She didn't have to worry about paying insurance, none of that. That was all in her what? In her lease with Penske. All she had to do was find her freight and just haul freight. Man, this was young. I think she was like 24 years old. I mean, she was 24 years old and fresh out of truck driving school. Oh, that's my iPhone. I'm asking me questions, listening on my calls. But she was fresh out of truck driving school, got a truck through Penske, went on the road, and last time I talked with her, she was still with Penske, and she got 3 other trucks through Penske, and she's doing good, doing great, by the way. Now I think she could do better if she just went and got a revolving line of credit. But she's doing good. She's got a bunch of dedicated runs, and I think the last time I spoke, her trucks are averaging about $6,000 a week. The trucks are averaging about $6,000 a week. She's paying $2,000, approximately $2,000 on these trucks. Actually, a little bit less because she has more trucks. So Penske gives her a deal, but each truck she leases, they give her a bulk deal. I think it's coming out now. She's paying about $1,700 per month or $1,600 a month for each truck. The trucks are bringing in about $6,000 to $7,000 per week, and they're generating about $6,000 to $7,000 per week. She's paying about $1,600, $1,700 out on the truck itself. All the maintenance, everything, all that's covered. And she's paying her drivers, I think she said she was paying her drivers like 48 cents per mile or 50 cents per mile or something like that, with bonuses and this and that. So drivers, they're collecting about $1,800 to $2,000 a week, which is not bad for a company driver. That's great for a company driver, right? Yeah. That's great for a company driver. So, and she's collecting on each truck somewhere close to $2,000 to $3,000 a week on each truck. That's not bad. That's actually great. Okay? That's actually just great. That's phenomenal. All right? So, but the easiest way is to get your authority, right? And then you lease trucks onto your authority. Now, the question becomes, how are you going to get insurance coverage? So even though you just have your authority and the truck's leased on the authority, who is responsible for the insurance? Anybody?
Would that be the carrier?
The owner-operator? Because you're the carrier. When you get your trucking authority and the other trucks are leased on you, you are now the carrier. They're the owner-operators, right?
Okay.
Company.
So who's responsible for the insurance?
The carrier. We are. Well,
We have the umbrella policy, but they have to still cover.
because you want to make sure that load is insured, I would assume.
All right. Can you buy a truck without getting insurance on it?
No.
Oh.
No.
All right, so
They can have insurance and you can have additional insurance.
there you go. You're both responsible. That's what I'm looking for. You're both responsible. The owner of the truck, so they can't drive the truck off the lot without without insurance, right?
Right.
All right, so they got their insurance on the truck itself, the individual truck, right? The carrier is going to have blanket insurance, what we call blanket insurance. They got to cover his entire fleet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, does that mean you're going to have to get an insurance policy on every truck you add to your fleet? No. You have to have insurance on one company truck, and then you attach a blanket policy that will cover all those trucks, because here's how the insurance company looks at it. Each carrier, each owner-operator has their own specific insurance. The blanket policy just covers if a truck within your fleet gets into an accident, one or two trucks may get into an accident, and you got a blanket policy. Because the chances of all your trucks, or three of your trucks, getting into an accident on the same day is what? Highly unlikely, right?
Right.
So you're going to get a blanket insurance policy. Now, first of all, how do you get a truck if you don't want to own the trucks, right?
Right.
All right. So what you got to do is, when you go ahead and get your authority, and you get all that set up, right, the carriers or the owner-operator, they're going to have their truck already. They're going to have their authority. Well, not authority. They're going to have their insurance. The truck's going to be registered. They're going to have a tag, all that DOT number, all that stuff, right? You just have the authority that they can run on. Now, here is one way. Now, this is not the only way, but here is one way. You can make an offer to the first person who contacts you about leasing the truck onto your authority. Okay, you can say, look, I'm owning this company. I need a truck that I can place under the company that we can put blanket insurance on. Since you made the effort to contact me first, you're one of the first people to contact me about driving under my authority. I would like to extend a partnership, a limited partnership agreement to you. Okay? And how I would do it, how I plan on doing is this. I'm going to offer that person, right, where my standard pay for the owner-operators is probably going to be 75%. 25% to the company, 75% to the owner-operator. Okay? So 25, 75. Or it may be 73 1/3%, which is the standard in the industry. And then I will offer them, if they ran the loads that we found for them, if they run our loads, we'll pay for the fuel. If you find them on your own loads, we'll split your fuel cost.
Okay.
Y'all see what we're doing there?
Negotiating.
Exactly, because part of my company, I'm going to have a broker, because I'm looking to partner with a broker that can supply us with what? Get us set up with shippers for dedicated freight. One of my other partners is going to be an owner of another dispatch firm, right? So they can help us do what? Find backhauls for those for that freight. They don't have the two-way dedicated. You see what's going on? So in that partnership, we have different headings. You know, one person is over the shipping contract, one person is over the backhaul, and I'm going to look for someone that has at least 7 years experience behind the wheel as an operator to be the chief operations officer, to run the operation. I will be the CEO, chief operations officer. You got shipping, you have a VP of shipping and a VP of dispatch. Okay?
Okay.
Y'all see how that's set up? Now, with that being said, the guy who you're going to make the offer to come in, he is going to be what's called a limited partner. Okay? A limited partner. And you're going to make him an offer and say, look, when bringing on a limited partner, you don't want to give up a whole bunch of shares in your company and a whole, half your revenue or 20% or 10% of your revenue, right? You don't want to do that, right? So how do you make it profitable, or how do you make that offer attractive to that owner-operator who you're trying to get to become part of your company, so their truck can now be considered what? A company truck. Y'all see where we're going with this?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what you want to do is you want to draft up a proposal that appeals to that person's, their value system. They're an owner-operator, right? So you know that they can grasp the concept of finding freight, running the loads, getting paid the majority of what? The load fee, right?
Okay.
That's their driving motivation to do this, right? So what you do is you amplify that. Okay? Here's what I'm going to offer you. As a limited partner, and for the use of your truck as a company truck, right? I am going to pay you 95% of the load fee. Instead of the 73 1/3%. On top of that, I'm also going to give you 1% of every load that this company runs, of the load piece, of all the other trucks. Or 1.5%, or 1.25%, or 2 1/3%, or 2 1/4%, whatever you feel like you can, give up. Now, does that sound like a great offer to an owner-operator who was just looking to just do what? Lease onto your authority?
Yes.
Is it a lot of money that's coming out of your pocket?
No.
So it's a win-win for who? Everybody. Because now,
do you make all those offers up front, or do you wait until you get some more drivers and then you come back to that driver?
No, you can make that offer up front. Why? Because you can't get a whole bunch of drivers until you get what? Insurance. You can't get insurance until you can do what? Get a what? Truck. Right? You can't put the cart before the horse. You got to, do everything in which colors. So when you first start out and you put your ads out there, whatever this is that, you also want to put out there partnership opportunity for owner-operators, right? And the first person that, hey, what's this partnership opportunity? Why? So that person is automatically thinking, they're looking at this and they're thinking entrepreneurship-wise. You see what I'm saying? They're already thinking in the back of their head, other ways to generate revenue other than just driving the truck themselves. And now here you come along, you offer them a chance to actually be a part of a up-and-coming trucking company. And where they can get residual income from all the trucks that are within that company, right? So if your trucking company builds to the point to where you got yourself 100, 150, 200 trucks, right? Let's look at the math on that. If you got yourself, and that's not hard. Getting 100 trucks is not hard to do when you're doing it that way. Would y'all agree on that? Your first year, you should get at least 50 trucks. I'm signing on. Because if you're offering what? For the loads, especially if you're doing it the way we plan on doing it, we want to have brokers so we have a built-in system, a supply of dedicated freight. That's first off. Then you have a system put in place with owner-op business managers that can do what? Locate and put them on backhaul freight. Right? So you've got a good carrot out there that you're dangling. Right? You got a very nice, sweet, juicy carrot that you are dangling out there. So that is going to attract owner-operators to come lease their truck on with you. Now, why would these guys lease their truck on with you? A lot of them not been in business long enough, and most companies won't trust them to run their freight because they're young. Their authorities are young, new authorities. They're not part of a company, but you are a company that has multiple trucks, so why shippers then look at you differently than they look at an individual with just one truck, right?
Right.
This is why people sign on to companies that have the authority. Now, and if you make your company, if you structure your company, its compensation package in a way that's more competitive than the average compensation package, you're going to retain a lot more people. That's why we're offering the pay, we'll pay your fuel if you take our loads, and we have a built-in system where we have loads that we can just dispatch straight to you. So if you're taking our loads, or we may even say if 50% of the loads you run are our loads that we present to you, then we'll pay your fuel costs. That's not a bad deal at all. Right?
Right.
And if you drop below 50%, if you drop down to 40%, then we'll pay half your fuel costs. If you drop below the 30%, of our loads running, and you're running, 70% of those loads are only running 30% of our loads, then you got to pay your own fuel costs. Aha! Okay, so here's what we're looking at. In your first year, with that type of strategy, you should bring on about 50 trucks. Now, how are you going to do that? What does that break down to? That breaks down to about 4 trucks per month. You get 4 guys sign on with you per month. All right? So, that times 12 months. So your first year, you should be about 50 trucks. All right? If you got 50 trucks, and let's say that owner-operator that you signed on, that first guy you signed on, you're paying him 1% of the load fees, right? Now, we already know the average load fee is what? Around $1,500, right? So we already know that. So that's $150. No, I'm sorry, I take that back. Times 1%. What's my percent? Where is it? Let me see my, oh, there it is. Times 1%. That's $15. Doesn't sound like a whole lot of money, right? $15 a load. Doesn't sound like a whole bunch of money, right? Y'all still with me? All right. Yeah, exactly. We know that the average carrier is going to run what? About 4 loads per week, right? Right?
Yes.
That's going to be $60 a week times 50 trucks. That's $3,000 a week. On top of his 95% that he's getting for his loads that he's running. That's $3,000 a week that he is going to be getting, regardless, if he starts up his truck or not. That's $156,000 a year, y'all. Just for letting him be a limited partner and using his truck as a company truck. So once he becomes a partner in the company, his asset becomes what? The company's assets, right?
Yes.
So now you have effectively done what? Started a trucking company without what? Really owning any trucks.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Don't let anybody fool y'all. I know a little something about this, this industry. I do know a little stuff. Better yet, I know how to break it down to a lot of the biggest thing about consulting is having a background or having the skill to break things down to the most basics and being able to transfer your beliefs or your knowledge onto someone else. Okay, believe it or not, that's all sales is. Sales is basically the same thing, but it's not knowledge It's beliefs. So if you can effectively transfer your belief, you can effectively communicate your deep-seated belief, right? I believe that this product is great. I believe this product is the best thing you've ever seen. I believe this product will help you. So if you can take that same commitment and your belief, and you're able to effectively communicate that to someone and transfer that belief to someone else, then you will do what? Make a sale. I say this because that's how you all need to do your pitches. When you're pitching the owner-operators, if you don't believe it, guess what? You're not going to be able to transfer that belief over to someone else. If you don't sound like you believe it, if you don't sound like you were just like, man, I think this is the best thing since sliced bread. If you don't have that enthusiasm and that belief embedded in your voice, in your body language, in your posture, in your facial expression, that's why I tell you all, record yourselves when you're practicing your pitch. And see what your facial expressions look like. Because you want to be able to, you know, display that, because if it's on your face, it's coming out of your voice. I know y'all don't believe that. I know a lot of y'all will say, I don't know about that, Kelly. I can sound one way and be looking like I'm just, I ain't interested. No, you can't. I promise you can't. Try it sometime. Try sometime. Try saying some things with a smile on your face, you know, and the exuberance in your voice, and then try saying some things and try to frown and look like you're sad and try to say the same thing and see if it sounds the same. It's not going to sound the same. And if it don't sound the same to you, if it don't feel the same to you, it's not going to sound the same to the person on the other end of that phone. Okay? 90% of what you all do here is sales. You have to sell yourself. You have to sell the network. You have to sell that belief that you're going to make their lives better, and you're going to help them make more money by having you as an owner-op business manager. All right? Any other questions? Or somebody got a different question? Someone, let's keep this going. This is free consultation. Y'all you don't get this very often. This is free consultation time. Anybody? And now's the time now, because look, now I'll tell y'all what's going to happen. We're going to get off here today, and not less than 10 minutes after we get off, this phone going to start ringing. Mr. Butler, I got a question. Was you in class today? Yeah. I wish I could see my wife's face, because I have it on speaker, because I'm always doing something, so I'm always multitasking. So when calls come in, they automatically go to speaker. And if my wife was around, and you know, and she knows I've just been down here for about 2-3 hours, you know, giving people opportunities to ask questions or whatever, because she watched the broadcast, she tuned in. Sometimes she's on here. Sometimes she's on here, and she just sit back and be quiet and just listen. And I will literally just get off this. I packed up everything, you know, I head back up to our spot, and I'll sit down. She's like, baby, how was your meeting today? Oh, it was great. She said, yeah, I heard. Phone will ring. You know, call for extension 2. I pick up. This Cal with RBBS. Hey, Mr. Butler, how you doing? Hey, who is this? This is Gloria. Hey, Gloria. What's going on? I got a question. Okay. Gloria, were you just in the on the show or in the conference call? Yes. Yeah.
I have a question about the load boards. When you go on the load board, I'm on the load boards, like it don't give you they give you a different number. You don't get direct access to the brokers. And what it is it a subscription that we have to be under in order to get that complete access?
Now, which load board are you referring to? I know which one you're referring to. It's probably direct freight, right?
That's correct.
Okay. As I stated, this is why y'all probably need to get in the debate on the back office, not back office, the chat group. Okay? Because we addressed that in our last, conference call. Our last, what was it? Wednesday night Q&A or something like that. We addressed that in Wednesday night Q&A. I have direct freight set up on my little Cash App card, and I forgot to fund my Cash App card. I'm just being upfront with you. So that's what happened. I can find my wallet here. Yeah, direct freight is set up on my Cash App card, on my little black card. Not right there. Y'all see that? That's the little black card, little Cash App card. So direct freight is set up on that. I need to switch it over to. Let me have my account number. I need to switch it over to my business card. So you got the trucks on it, RBBS LLC. Y'all see that? All right. I need to switch it over to that. And the reason why I did that, when I signed up for direct freight, I put it on my Cash App card because I wasn't sure if direct freight was going to be a good load board or not. I wanted to try it. I was just really trying it out for a week or for a month, and I wanted to put it on a card that I knew didn't directly access my main business account. Okay, so I put it on that card because I really every month I just transfer enough money over to that card to take care of whatever bills that I have on that card. And doing this whole process of buying this house and working with the surveyors and the appraisers and the septic tank inspectors and the wood destroying organism inspectors and all this stuff is just crazy. Running down all this stuff for the mortgage company and the VA, and I just forgot to fund the card. So what happened was it switched over to a non-paid account. Okay, but if you all go into it now, you all will notice that that's not the case. It is back up and running properly the way it should be. Why? Because when they notified me of it on Wednesday night, I immediately went back in and did what? Updated it. So now, as you all can see, when you look at the direct freight load board, what do you have now? Aha! Y'all see that now? Y'all see it now?
Yes.
All right. So if you go, so obviously you have not checked your direct freight account in a couple of days, because I actually did this day before yesterday, right after the Wednesday night Q&A when someone brought it to my attention. Okay.
Calvin, I have.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, did I solve that gentleman's problem? Did I answer your question? Hello? Okay, well, I assume I answered this question. Yes, ma'am. All right, no problem. Yes, ma'am. Someone else.
I have the straight eight. Now I have a corporate account. Do I have to get that for each one of my girls that I have, my dispatchers?
What?
The straight eight.
Yeah, that's to a separate company. We don't own that. That's owned by Mr. Khalid Haas. He is a member of our network. He was a student just like you all, and he did his private consultation. We showed him how to think differently, and he went out and able to write that software. That's to a different company. Now, straight eight, yes, each one of your people is going to have to get straight eight, because you all can't share the same. There's no way for you all to share the same key.
Okay.
So each of them has to get their own key. Now, with them getting their own key, they're getting the discount of $9.99. Why? Because they're going to be going through what? The members link. Because what we send them we send them the same thing that we send you all. Basically, here's what we send out on the invitations. When we're sending out the invitations for the straight dispatch, we will send this is what goes out to, give me a second here, to the corporate members. Go down here. Got all this stuff that we send out automatically. All right, see what it says? Welcome new member. If you are a corporate enrollee, your monthly subscription is covered by your employer. Okay, welcome corporate enrollee member. So they get all this stuff right here, right? Well, let me, you know what? I can't even show that because this has our straight membership link somewhere. Yeah, and we don't want to show that right now because people who watch this can go in there and then he'll be giving people discounts that don't deserve discounts. All right, but they get the same thing that's sent to them, and it has the link to the straight dispatch. It has the discounted link in it. All right, so we send that to them. It has a discounted link in it for them to go to, just like you do, the same link that you got. They have that same link when we send it to them. So when they go to straight dispatch, they're automatically getting a straight an RBBS members discount. Okay, so they're only going to pay $9.99 per month for their straight dispatch, versus other people who've been charged somewhere between $14.99 and $29.99 per month. All right, now they won't get the $4.99 discount on this monthly subscription. You get that. Why? Because you're the one who's paying what? The monthly subscription, right? To us. So you get that $4.99 discount, right? They don't get it because, first of all, they're not paying the subscription. Now, if you have them set up on them paying you to, to access all this stuff, that's fine. Okay? So as your own company, you can have you can charge an access fee, to tools and resources or company training or just whatever you want to, charge your people. Now, please do not go out and charge your people more than what your actual cost is. But I wouldn't say to you all, charge each person $49 a month to access the tools and resources, because then you're doing what? That's kind of deceptive practices, and that's predatory type practices. You're profiting off of something greatly that you don't really have it to ish out. It's not your property. It's not your intellectual property. But if you want to charge something, that represents a recovery fee, for what you were paying out for everyone, because you're paying that $99.99 per month. If you want to have each one of your members pay $9.99 a month, that's fine. Okay, to you, they don't pay it to us, because you're paying us the $99.99, right?
Okay.
All right, but if you want to charge your own employees, just whatever fee you want to call it, that's up to you. Okay, that's perfectly acceptable. All we say is, don't represent that charge as something that you're providing in whole. In part, you are providing access, and you can call it a per member recovery fee, or training fee, or whatever it is you want to do it as. That's fine. But yeah, each one of them is going to have to get their own straight dispatch, and we send them a link to do that and get the discount on it. Okay? We'll send them an invite. By the way, someone just signed up for a corporate enrollee, and they sent the same person over twice, but it's got a different email address. And I sent them a request, requesting clarification, because the interns, when they called me up, they said, hey, we've got a corporate enrollee that we're trying to get set up, but we've got two separate email addresses. Well, it looks like the same person. So apparently, whoever sent it over, you sent over 2 separate emails. I can pull it up and show it to you. Here's, let me see who this is. Square. Let me pull it up and see who this is. Okay, so I was trying to hack my Square account. Yes, I have a very, very long password, so good luck with that. It's about 27 characters and 5 numbers and 3 symbols, so good luck with it. Feedback. What's my feedback? Customers. Feedback. I think this was it right here. Yeah, Miss Curry. So if you're listening or if you're on here today, please get back with me and let me know, because we sent out, when you send this over to this person is the same person you sent, but it looks like the email address is different. If we look at all the feedbacks here, so when you sent this over to us the first time, it had a slightly different email address, but it looks like it might have been a misprint, and then you recognize that, so I'm not sure. That's the email address you sent before, okay, and that's the name. So the name looks like it has 2 I's in it, but then you turn around and you send it to us again, and the name has 2 L's in it, and the email address is different, but the phone number is the same, and the first name one has 2 I's, the other has 2 L's, but they both have the same last name. So is this one person, the same person, or is this 2 different people? They may be sisters or with the similar names, but we need to know before we start just putting stuff in there, because we don't want to set them up with the wrong information, okay? And we want to make sure if it's 2 separate people, we want to set up two separate accounts. So give us a call or shoot me, or just respond to the message that we sent out to you on clarification. Is this one person, or is this 2 people, or is it the same person, or if just one was a mistake, in the email address, or whatever, and which email address you want us to use, okay? So I told them to hold off on setting that person up and sending out the invitation until we got clarification. So please respond back to us and give us clarification. Thank you so very much. We tried calling you also too, but the number went to a voicemail that was full, so we couldn't even leave you a message. So get in touch with us, okay? Get in touch with us so we can get that clarified and get your person added, your employees added as soon as possible, so they can get on with their training and start helping you to make some money. All right. All right. In case y'all didn't know, corporate enrollments are up. A lot of people are advancing in their corporate enrollments. Now, one thing about the corporate enrollment is this. If you're going to do the corporate enrollment, let's say if you want to upgrade your regular enrollment to a corporate enrollment, you can only do a quote-unquote upgrade within the first 30 days. Okay? That's the way our board wants it. That's the way that our system is set up. So after 30 days, we can't just simply upgrade you. You have to start with a new enrollment package. So so in other words, if you're new and you were thinking about doing a corporate enrollment, you may want to double time it and get your carriers, get a bunch of carriers on, sign up with you, get a bunch of owner-operators signed up so you can go ahead and get ready to expand. Why? Because it will save you about $350. Corporate enrollment on the 1.0, which allows you to add up to 10 individuals, okay? That allows you to add up to 10 individuals, 10 employees besides yourself. So that would be 11 of you all. That is $699.95 on your enrollment fee. Now, your regular enrollment, individual enrollment, is $349.95. If you upgrade your regular enrollment within the first 30 days, we're only going to charge you the difference between that and the $699.95. So that means we will upgrade your regular enrollment, and we will send you an invoice that's for $350 instead of an invoice for $699.95. And then we will just cancel out your old monthly subscription and upgrade it to $99.95 per month, and you get an extra 30 days to pay that. So if your old subscription fee was $34.95 per month, and your old subscription fee is due in 5 days, and you within your 30-day period of signing on with us, and you're upgrading to your corporate enrollment, so that means you're only going to pay $350 versus $699.95 on the corporate enrollment fee, and you get a fresh 30 days. So that $34.95 that is due in 5 days, that's no longer there. It's upgraded to $99.95, but you get 30 days to pay that from that date. So now you just got to, more time added on to your due date. Did everybody understand that? Hopefully, you all got that and you understand. Bottom line is, if you were thinking about, if you are new, if you just signed on within the last 20-some days and you're thinking about starting your corporate enrollment, do so before your 30-day mark. So after 30 days, the system won't let us simply upgrade you. You've got to pay for the entire corporate enrollment. All right? And the same thing with upgrading from your corporate enrollment 1.0 to your corporate enrollment 2.0, which is $999.95, and you can enroll up to 20 employees. If you upgrade your corporate enrollment 1.0 within the first 30 days to the corporate enrollment 2.0, then you just pay the difference between the $699.95 and the $999.95. So if you're taking off $699.95, that means that corporate enrollment is only going to be what? $300 and some odd dollars, right? Roughly $300, right? And so you all can see the big difference there. All right, if you're just upgrading instead of just starting all from the beginning. And then you got the corporate enrollment unlimited, which is $2,499.95. So if you upgrade from that within the first 30 days to the unlimited, you're basically getting into that at pennies on the dollar. Why? Because if you upgraded within 30 days of your $999, we're going to take $999 off that, and then you're just paying the difference between that and the $2,499. Make sense to everybody? But so if you're really pushing it and you really want to get to that corporate enrollment, but you want to save some money, beat those 30-day marks. Okay, after 30 days, you're not going to be able to upgrade. You're just going to have to start from the corporate enrollment where it starts from. All right. All right, more questions. Oh, did we answer your question? By the way, to the young lady who posted the question. All right, great. More questions? We've got about a half hour and 40 minutes. So let's hear it.
Mr. Kev.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, I posted something this morning about Celadon shutting down. And all the customers left hanging and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In relation to that, and in relation to just contacting shippers, say we get some kind of opportunity to do so.
Yeah, you must have came in late.
Yeah, I came in late, sir.
Yeah, our first 40 minutes was on that and your post. It literally was the first. That's the first. We opened up. Hey, everybody, just let us know we opened up with that. The first 40 minutes was on that.
Not an hour on that.
Yeah, our first hour was on just that in your post. Thank you, by the way, and we commend you on being, a great participator in the chat group, because it shows that you all are thinking, shows that you particularly are thinking like a logistics entrepreneur. Because where everyone else sees gloom and doom, you saw an opportunity. Same thing I saw.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And not only did we talk about that, we did some research and we was able to find Celadon's client list.
I see. I just like that. Yeah, I was looking at it. Thank you. And you're welcome, everybody.
So, yeah, we want to give a shout out. And you are again?
Lloyd Jones.
Lloyd Jones, what's the name of your company?
PTAH Logistics, LLC.
Okay, you got your website up and going?
Not as of yet.
Okay. How's business going for you so far? How's the platform working out for you?
It's working. I'm in the midst of contacting carriers.
Okay. But look, you did exactly what this platform is set out to do, and the whole purpose of our platform is to get you all to thinking like logistics entrepreneurs, recognizing opportunities where everyone else is seeing gloom and doom.
Right.
And that was a perfect example of that. Perfect example of it. Everybody else is saying, "Oh man, this is terrible. This is what we're gonna do. The industry is going to hell in a handbasket." In actuality, that right there was actually good for the industry.
Right.
It really is. So not only are you going to see it opens up more opportunities for dispatchers and brokers, right? You're more than likely, I predict there's a 90% chance that this week you're going to see higher paying loads on the load boards.
Yep.
Because they had a huge client base. A huge client base that is now literally left out in the cold. Right?
They're frantic. Right.
Exactly. They are frantic. Why? Because there's blood in the streets. And what old boy said, when there's blood in the streets, buy. Don't sell, buy. And that's an old stock market cliche. Investors, when the stock market is bleeding, but they want to sell. Oh, my stock is running down. I gotta sell. sell. I'm saying, man, let's buy as much as I can get my hands on. Because eventually, it's gonna do what? It's gonna start climbing back up.
Right.
So, and that's where you can't make no money buying stock at high prices. You make money buying stock at the low prices. Stock only gets low when what? When it's in trouble, right?
Exactly.
There you go, man. That's why it's called a zero-sum game. You read the term? This is a zero-sum game.
Yeah, I always wondered what that was.
Yeah. Ain't no room for the people that's faint at heart. You gotta be willing to risk losing it all in order to get big, huge gains.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Exactly. I mean, I look, y'all know I've gotten into the thing in buying stock and trading online, this and this. So I'm getting pretty big in that. But let me tell you something. It ain't for the faint of heart. If you're a nervous individual, don't get into it. Okay? Because you put your portfolio out there and you got $10,000 invested in 3 different companies, and then you see their stocks start dropping, you say, man, I just invested 10 grand on that company. Now, let me say this to you. If you can't afford to give away 10 grand, don't invest 10 grand. Only invest what you can afford to give away. My uncle taught me that. that's one of the things that he shared with me when it comes to investing. He said, only invest what you can afford to give away. Okay? Because if you can afford to give it away and you invest it and it makes you money, what? You're ahead of the game, right? If it doesn't make you money, you ain't really lost it because you can afford to give that away anyway, right?
Right.
Exactly. So if you can't afford to give it to charity, don't invest it. That's all. I mean, seriously. Only invest what you can afford to give away to charity. All right? And that comes with your time, with your money, with, you know, just whatever, you know, your expertise, your whatever. Okay? So keep that in mind. Someone once told me I need to go on a speaking tour. Someone said I need to do a speaking tour because I got all these sayings that stored in my head. Well, that's that autographic memory. You know, I would love to take credit for it, but it's just a condition that I have that allows me to just remember every doggone thing I hear. I'm sorry, you know, it ain't got nothing to do with, you know, with me. Really, it's more of the condition. So that's just, you know, it is what it is. All right. But thank you. So you're the one who was responsible for all that. So thank you. I can tell right now that you're on your way to doing big things in the industry with the way you were able to adopt that way of thinking. So. But yeah, we were just talking about that and how they are associated with the company that does the truck financing, the quality truck financing. You know about quality?
Quality. Yeah, I heard of quality.
Well, all the guys go get their trucks with no money down. They leave out with $700, $900 a week payments.
Yeah, I heard about it. I heard some stories about it.
Yeah, roughly 150 to 200 people there every day. About half of them were Celadon. Yeah. Yeah. About 100 Celadon owner-ops every day at Quality getting trucks. Matter of fact, when you go there, they say they single them out. All Celadon people come with me. I'm serious. They do every day. They single them out.
They got special treatment.
Yes. They take them over to the new showroom floor first. They get first pick at the new trucks.
Yeah. Because they finna give it to them.
Then after they've gone through and pick what they wanted, then they let everybody else have access to the new trucks. But before that, everyone else has to just go on the used truck lot and look at all the used trucks and off-lease trucks. The Celadon people get to go to the new truck lot and decide if they want to get a new truck first.
Man.
And then after they've chosen what they wanted, then they allow the rest of the owner-operators to go over to the new truck lot. But not until the Celadon people have gone through the pickings.
And then charge you $900 to like $1,000 a week.
750, 900, almost $1,000 a week, man. And then you wonder why they have to go on these checks. All this cheap freight. I can't get all this cheap freight. Yeah, look, you paying $900 a week for your truck, man.
Yeah, I'll freight cheap for you.
Yeah, you can't run nothing but high paying freight. Don't blame the industry for that. Yeah. So, but thank you for that, man.
Yeah. You're welcome. No problem, man.
All right. I like it, y'all. I really like it when great minds think alike. Let me go ahead and mute you back out because there's some background noise there. There we go. Hopefully got rid of that background noise. Give me a second. Let me get rid of this background noise. There we go. All right. Got rid of the background noise, some feedback there. All right, but look, I love it when great minds think alike. I love it when people, especially, my clientele and my students, you all are, obviously you're listening to me and you're taking the advice, because I can tell it when I go to the chat groups. Okay, the chat groups that we have that you all in, they serve, a dual purpose. Actually, they serve about 3 or 4 different purposes. One, it allows you all to network. Okay, these chat groups, they allow you all to literally network with each other and to help each other out. You all share valuable information. You all network. You all help each other find lows. You're sharing lows. You're sharing information. You're sharing training techniques. All that type of stuff. That is invaluable. This is where I think all the other training platforms, all the other freight broker training platforms and logistics training platforms, this is where they are lacking at. This is where they miss the boat. Okay, because they don't want their people talking to each other. Now, I'm not going to try and deduce or deduct on or figure out why they don't want them talking to each other. That ain't none of my business. But they don't want them talking to each other. They don't want their past clients who pay for that $2,000-$3,000 for those courses to talk to their new clients who are paying that $2,000-$3,000 for their courses. Okay, and you can deduce what you want to from that, but obviously they don't want them talking to each other. They don't want them co-mingling with each other. They want to get you in your class, bring you to the boot camp. You're there for 2 or 3 days, or they're with you for 2 or 3 days, and they give you your certificate, your receipt, handshake, and say, okay, hope you're going to make some money. Don't talk to each other. Don't go looking up some of my past students. Don't do that. No. Okay? But I think that's where they missed the boat. Our platform is designed for you all to network. It's designed for you all to talk to each other. So that's the only way you're going to help each other. Now, is everybody going to be successful? No. I can see that. Okay? I don't know any other platform administrator that would tell you that. Okay? But I'm telling you that. Not everybody who signs on with our platform is going to be successful. Now, the biggest reason why everybody's not going to be successful, it goes back to the old adage: 50% of all new businesses fail within the first year. We all know that saying, right? Everybody knows that. 50% of all new businesses, new entrepreneurs, new businesses fail within the first year. Now, here's something that you all don't hear because no one gives the second part of that. There's another part of that same phrase, of that same caption that a lot of you probably never heard before, but it's in there, but people just leave this part out. 90% of those businesses that fail within the first year. So if you got 1,000 businesses that get started, I love going to my calculator. I like it. I love numbers. Y'all know I do. All right? I love numbers because numbers have a way of making things real. Okay? It'll just shine a light on something. So if you got 1,000 businesses that start out, or let's say 1,000 of you who start this platform, right? And if you go by the old saying of 50% of all first businesses fail within the first year, right? That means within the first year, 500 of you all are not going to be doing this anymore. Right? So that divided by 2, 500 are going to fall by the wayside. Now, here's the second part of that saying that you all don't hear about. 90% of this 500 fail because they gave up too soon. Y'all believe that? 90% of that 500 failed because they gave up too soon. Now, here's another part of it that you all never hear. 5% of that failed because they were just simply lazy. Didn't put forth the effort. Right? And another 2 to 3% of that number failed because they were complacent. Okay? They just, wouldn't take directions, wouldn't, follow the examples. They wanted to do it their own way. They wouldn't, follow the examples of people who are successful. So when you break that down, right, and you take 90% from that 500 because they're the ones that just gave up too soon, that leaves 50 people failing. And another 450 people would have succeeded if they just kept pushing. Right? Then you got another 5% minus from that failed because they were what? Lazy. That breaks it down to 47.5 people failing out of 1,000. Then you got another 2.5% to 3%, let's say 2.5%, because they won't follow directions. They won't follow the example of people who are successful. They think they know it all, so they want to do it themselves. So that 500 gets dwindled down to 45 people failing. That is the realistic. That's the realism of that saying. But no one ever hears the other part of the saying. They only hear the first part. 50% of all businesses, fail in the first year. That's true. But let's look at why those 50% fail. A big portion is because if they had just kept doing what they were doing, if they're doing it the right way, if they kept doing what they was doing, they would eventually see profitability, and then they'd be on their way to what? Always making money. My wife, when she started her cleaning service, I think we pumped about $27,000 into her business the first 3 months. I mean, workman's comp insurance, we had to hire employees, had to have all this stuff done, all this, just money. I mean, tools, equipment, had to get a truck for a business, everything, money. Then she went out and wanted to get in this big contract, but it was a big contract, which means she needed to get about $1,000 or $3,000 worth of supplies and restock. She had to up her insurance. Why? Because in order to work on that big project out there with around those all those construction workers, and they build a new apartment complexes. She had to have X amount of insurance. She had to hire 9 to 10 employees. Any of y'all know anything about workman's comp? Oh my God, workman's comp by itself was like $35, almost $3,000 a month. So y'all think it's cheap to run a business, a cleaning service? Now that's a lot of money, but remember her contract was like a $260,000 contract. 244 units, $500 a unit. Right? Each unit, that's $500 a unit, to be clean. So then she had a one behind that, there's 444 units, $450 a unit. So there's money to be made, but you're going to spend money. Now, someone who doesn't have that longevity, who can't endure that, a lot of people are just going to give up. It's too hard. It's too difficult. There's too much going on. Same thing with this. If you start out and you're making phone calls, and you're getting guys that's giving you objections, but you ain't really took the time to learn your pitch the way you should have, so you don't know how to overcome those objections, and you keep hearing those guys say, well, what about this? What about that? And you let them take control of the conversation instead of you taking control of the conversation. A lot of them just bully you right out of the conversation. And you also are thinking to yourself, man, I can't do this. And I don't know enough, The market is already full. These guys don't need what I'm offering. No, you're not able to sell what you're offering. Learn to become a salesperson and watch how your business just takes off. I know I keep harping on sales, but that's what this is. You have to drag yourself to the point and teach yourself to be a salesperson. You have to teach yourself to become a master salesperson. Because once you get that script down pat and you're able to pitch it and you're able to do it in a manner that your facial expression, your voice expression, your body language, everything about you says, I love this, this is the best thing since sliced bread, you need this, I'm going to make sure you get this whether you want it or not. Once you get to that and you're able to do that, then you're going to be like, well, that 50%, which is really more like what? 95% that will make it if you have that type of commitment, if you learn your craft, if you learn your tools and resources, if you learn your pitch, you learn how to be a salesperson, you're committed, you make the phone calls, you're open to listening to what successful people do to make their business successful instead of just trying to do it on your own. You use the networking side of it, you ask questions, you tune into the classes, you do the work, and you will be successful. All right? Anybody disagree with that? Anybody want to challenge that? And I'm more than happy to talk about
I agree wholeheartedly.
Okay? I love this industry. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of people say, well, yeah, Cal, you made money on the consultant. No, before I was a consultant, I was just a dispatch firm. Before that, I was a freight brokerage firm. Before that, I was an owner-operator. Before that, I was a, company driver. I didn't become successful just because I failed at that. I became successful just because I was successful at that. And I just stepped up to the next step. You understand? So it kills me when people say, oh well, he's just doing that because he couldn't make it as a dispatch firm. Well, he's doing that because he couldn't make it as a broker. Well, he's doing that because he couldn't make it as a driver, another owner operator. He couldn't make it. That don't make no sense. You don't fail and then leapfrog up, right? No. You got to be successful and step up each time. Each time you're stepping up to something else that you're trying to master. You mastered that. You accomplished what you wanted to accomplish in that. So then you step up to the next level. You mastered that. You accomplished that, and you step up to the next level. Same thing what you all are doing. You start out on your individual enrollment, right? When you get yourself enough carriers on operator signed on, you hire people. Right? Now you got to get them trained, so you step up to what? The corporate enrollment 1.0. And then you master that, and you got to step up to the corporate enrollment 2.0. Then you get to the point where you got yourself 100 or 150 carriers, and you got yourself, you need to hire yourself 40 or more than 20 dispatchers. So then you step up to what? The unlimited. You don't step up if you're not being successful at the level before. If you failed at that, how are you going to afford to step up? Look, there's nothing complicated or magical about any of this. It really isn't. It's just a matter of just following the steps, doing what you're supposed to be doing. Listening to and taking good advice, networking with each other, learning your script, practice good sales habits, and watch how your success just starts falling right into place. That's all it's about. Okay. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. Do we have anybody out there that had a question or anything that they wanted to say or wanted to ask before we wrap this up? Anybody? No questions?
I have a question for you.
Yes,
When you
ma'am.
were talking about having instructors for the program you're getting started, so so for the one, so just say for the Orlando area, you need one instructor for that area. So will that person only do like one class, or is it like an ongoing thing? Or as you do that one class in Orlando, that's it, then you move on to Miami, then that's it, and you know, I know you say you have 4 instructors per city, well, per state, or how you say you broke it down. So
Yeah.
is it like a continuous thing, or is it just that you teach that one class and that's it?
It is a continuous thing, okay? And this is what we're talking about right here. The RBBS Logistics Learning Center, Freight Logistics Training, Certification, and Guaranteed Career Placement Fairs, okay? Do you want, let me see if I can, I don't know if y'all can pull this up by the PDF, but I know definitely if you go to the website, here, let me take y'all to the website area. If you go to, give me a second. If you go here to the website, I'm gonna take y'all right to I'm gonna give y'all a link right to the page. This is the link directly to the page. All right, there's the page link right there. All right, once you get to this page and you get to the career fairs area, you're gonna scroll down, and it tells you a little bit about it right here. The RBBS Logistics, the RBBS LLC Freight Brokers Training Certification and Job Fair and Career Placement Event. Freight Broker / Agent Training Certification and Career Fair. Four weekly career training, certification, and career placement events per year in each state, in the 48 contingent states. So that's 4 per year in each state, okay? And it's going to be held in 4 different cities in each state. So every 3 months, you got an event in the state of Texas. The first, let's say in March, it may be in Dallas, March, April, May, June. So in July, there's another one's going to be in San Antonio, right? August, September, November. In November, you're going to have another one, or September, you're going to have another one where? In Houston, and then you have another one in Corpus Christi in December or January, somewhere around there. You see what I'm saying? You see how that works?
Yes, so from there, does it keep rotating in the state, or after that last one, then that's it?
No, it rotates around every year. Every year. From then on out. It just keeps rotating back around.
Okay.
All right? And that's hopefully our goal is to get that going in all 48 states. Now, starting out, will we be in all 48 states? No. Our pilot run is going to be here in Florida. Okay? This is not something that's going to happen like all at once. No, this is going to be over a period of about 5 years. Okay? These are part of my long-term goals for the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. These are our long-term goals for our company and the platform. Okay? We will still. This is separate from what you all are involved in now. This will be a separate platform than what we have right now under our company. So we will still have the individual enrollments for people who want to start their own businesses. But we realize not everybody is equipped with the mental capacity or the emotional stamina to run their own business. A lot of people just want to go work for someone, and that's all well and good. But we want them to come work for the people who are participating within our platforms down. You all who are starting your own business. All this is by design, in case y'all haven't peeped this out yet. For those of you that haven't peeped this out yet, this is all kind of a integral plan that was mapped out all before I even started, our first broadcast that we did 2.5 years ago. It's all part of a mapped out plan. First part of the plan was to create a platform where we could mold, coach, and help people create their own businesses, right? Create an army of individuals that had a huge network of business owners, logistics business owners, own your own dispatch firm, own your own freight brokerage firm. That's why we switched from us being a brokerage firm to starting a consulting firm so that we could train people and teach you all how to start your own businesses. Now, once we got you all up and running and you're starting your own businesses, right, we got y'all to expand into the corporate enrollments where you all are now in a position to do what? Hire individuals, right, as dispatch agents or freight broker agents, and they can work from where? Their own location. They don't have to be in your house. They don't have to be in your business. They don't have to be in your state. They don't even have to be in your country. But they can be signed on with your company and booking freight for your company, right? From anywhere in the world, right?
Yes.
Now, once we got that going, then our goal was to set up a platform for those individuals that had no interest in running their own business, or who can't run their own business, who just don't have the gumption or the stamina to run their own. They don't have that aspiration. They just want a good paying job, a good paying career, right, that they can work without someone looking over their shoulder and always say, hey, do this, do that, and do this. Right? So, if we were going to create that ideal training platform that trains people to go work for somebody, what's the next best thing? Have it to where they can have guaranteed career opportunities, right? After they graduate, right? And who better to have them go work for than who?
Me.
You all, the students who we have trained to start their own businesses. Why? Because this not only helps them to get guaranteed employment, but it provides a pool for you all to have good trained people. Why? Because you train them.
Makes sense, yes.
Okay? You had a hand in training them. So if you're in the state of Florida and you're one of the 5 instructors, the 5 firms, which means you have to have, and what are the qualifications to be an instructor? You must be a state licensed dispatch firm or a federally bonded freight brokerage firm. You must be able to guarantee what? Career placement within your firm. You must be guaranteed to make an offer to everybody who graduates from this event, right? You must be able to offer that person the ability to work remotely, which means they do not have to show up at your place of business every day. They can work from their own home. Now, if you meet those criteria, you can be an instructor with these events. So if you're in the state of Florida, and we're holding 4 events, and we got 5 instructors, you're one of those 5 instructors. A week before the event takes place, because the event is an entire week long. A week before the event takes place, you got to come down. We're going to fly you down to Florida. We're going to fly you down to Miami. It's the first one's in Miami. That's what's going to happen. We're going to fly you down to Miami. How can we afford this? Why? Because we have a minimum class size of 45 students before we can put the events on, right? If we have a minimum class size of 45 before we can put the events on, right? It's amazing how the number just sticks out there, right? times, and the tuition is $7,500, which is, by the way, is paid for by what? Government agencies. You all starting to see how everything just kind of part of is an intricate plan that kind of propels and self-benefits itself. So how can we afford to pay for your travel and pay you all $25,000 to take place in this 2 weeks? The first week is just leisure time for you and your family. The second week, you're really working not every day because we only need 2 instructors per day. So the other 3 have time off to do what? Spend with their family. And then we need all of you all on the last day for what? The final testing. Right? So 45 students, a minimum, totals up to $337,500 per event. That's at the minimum of 45 students. Maximum we can accommodate is 100 students. So if we're at the bare minimum, and we're paying each one of you all $25,000, that's $100,000 that we're paying out, right, per event, right? Actually, more than $100,000. We got 5 of you all, so that's what, $125,000, right?
Yes.
Y'all checking my math? There's $125,000 that we're paying out. Still leaves us with $212,000. 500. Now, the cost per student to put these on, and we spell out, and look, we are so transparent that it's not even funny. All this is spelled out right here. I mean, we sat down and spelled out for you all. The whole 9 yards. The cost analysis, where we got the numbers from, how we came up with the numbers. We even provide you with the sources of where those numbers came from, what the income potential is for the brokers and the dispatchers, all supplied by other outside sources that show us this stuff. Then we get down here, we go into the numbers and how it breaks down, the cost analysis. Right? Pricing, hotel accommodations. How do we get that number? We get that number. If you click on it, it tells you right. It goes you right to the area of where we got those numbers from. We didn't just pull this stuff out of the air. Why? Because we want to be able to show the government agencies that are funding this where this stuff is coming from. We want to be able to show them concrete numbers that are real, not stuff that we just made up. This is where our numbers come from. On each and every cost that we have in here, we have the source of where those numbers come from. Meals, whole 9 yards. Didn't just require a lot of research. You bet your bottom dollar it required a lot of research. This was during the time when I spent that 8.5, 9 months in that storage unit when I was starting up this business and putting together my business plan. Try spending 9 months living in a storage unit. This is where I gained 140 pounds because I was knuckled in right between a Sonic and a Golden Corral. And all I had time to do was get up, go to the place, run across the street, grab something to eat, and come back and run my 24-hour dispatch run while I was building this whole concept. I spent 9 months doing that. So if anybody hints to you that I'm committed, you might want to check it. Okay? You can say a lot of things about me, but you can't say I'm not committed. I can guarantee you that. So when I talk to you all about being committed to something, I'm not talking to you just about throwing words out that I picked up somewhere. Okay? That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing it because I don't live this. What you see now is a result of the struggle. Trust me on that. I know where you're at. I know where you're coming from. I know what you're going through. Don't think I don't. Because I do. Okay?
It's greatly appreciated.
All right? So, putting this stuff together, and I greatly appreciate you all. But, you all have to understand, everything, all this was mapped out long before I even started making phone calls on the carriers, before I started developing the pitch. All this stuff was already planned out and mapped out. Okay, all this stuff, everything from the travel, what it costs, the travel, all this stuff. All this stuff comes from, painstaking, going through stuff, statistics-wise, just, whole 9 yards. So we determined that our cost to put this on per student, okay, the cost analysis is $9,975. All right, so that's the cost analysis. All right, now, were we able to break this down to a significant less cost? Yes. Total estimated cost analysis per student is $11,824.64. But you want to be able to show the federal government that you can do it at a discount, right? $7,500 per student, right? Because it's really not costing us quite nowhere near that much money. Okay, after paying the instructors and everything and what the instructors should get and all that type of stuff, that's why we're paying you all the $25,000. Right? Our actual cost, and I mean, I'm not going to tell y'all what the actual cost is, but it is a lot less than this. Okay, but our cost analysis, we're able to show that this is what it would cost to put these type of events on, and what the average company would cost to get this stuff done. Now, this is why a lot of companies don't do this, because they don't know how to get the discounts. We do, or I do. Okay, I was able to contact, all the different venues and stuff that was, different hotel chains. We're not just showing up in Houston and say, hey, we're gonna pick a hotel. No, we've already contacted, Marriott and Sheraton and Clarion. Those are all the hotels that we're going to be staying in. Very, very nice hotels. It's not little Motel 6s or anything like that. But because we're going to be doing this on a big scale, those companies offered us what? Certain memberships, right? Y'all know how you get these travel cards and these hotel cards and stuff and these memberships, right?
Yes.
What do you think? What type of, do you think we were able to get the platinum plan if we're offering to bring in a minimum of 45 students, at least to their hotel at least 4 times a year in all 48 states in the United States? We don't get platinum memberships. We get presidential memberships on plans. So we get huge discounts. Okay? We get huge discounts. So in actuality, right, we're looking at this and our expenditure really is about $127,000 per event. Okay? So take that number right there, right? And we're taking out about $120,000. So we're profiting about $92,500 per event. So the state of Florida, we were doing 4 events. That's what we're profiting each year per state. And that's if it's only 45 students. Now, if we keep up around 75 students or 100 students up to our capacity, it's a lot more than that. Okay? That times 48 states. Once we get up to our full once we get up to full saturation in all 48 states, we're looking at a machine that generates in revenue, that's after paying all of you all your $25,000 each per event. That's $100,000 a year that you all are making just for what? 2 weeks? Not even really 2 weeks. Is 1 week of work. Because your first week you come down, we're going to get together, we're going to meet, each morning, we're going to do a walkthrough of what we're going to be doing for each class and the training. That should take us about, 2-3 hours in the morning. After that, it's your day. Go to Disney World, go to Epcot Center, go to SeaWorld, go to Miami Beach, go check out a Houston Rockets game or something, or whatever just whatever you're doing, right? And then the week of the events, everybody does it for the first day, the orientation. But after that first day, we only need 2 instructors, right? 2 instructors on Monday, the other 3 can do what they want to do. 2 instructors on Tuesday, the other 3 can do what they want to do. 2 instructors on Wednesday, the other people can do what they want to do. 2 instructors on Thursday, do what they want to do. And on Friday, everybody comes back, everybody's got to be there for Friday, for the final exams. And then on Saturday, you all are there. Why? Because that's the time when the graduated students, are going to be interviewing you all to see which company they want to go with. You all are not going to be interviewing them to see which one of the students you all are going to take, because you all will have guaranteed to offer a position to all of the graduates. So it's like a reverse job fair. The graduated students have all the control. They're going to be interviewing each one of you all. Tell me about your firm. Tell me what your firm is offering. What's your split on the dispatch? This and that. What type of tools and resources do you have available? What type of training program do you have available? And you all have what? A training program, the same training program that you all went through. Why? Because you can add them onto your corporate. Y'all see how all this ties together?
Yes.
Okay. Remember I told y'all I was good at puzzles. That's my thing. That's what it means to have an autographic memory. I'm good at puzzles. I'm good at looking at things and seeing patterns. I see patterns. Like I see dead people. I see patterns. That's what I see. Okay. But you can throw stuff at me and say, Calvin, show me how to put this into a plan so I can make this complicated stuff all come together. I said, okay. Because I see patterns. I'm good at puzzles. I'm good at patterns. Don't play me when it comes to chess, because I might hurt your feelings. Literally speaking. Because even if I see where I can't beat you, I will stall you to death. And then that gets you what? Frustrated. I went up against guys that much better chess players than I am. But I was able to beat them. Why? Because I frustrated them. I would sit there for 40 minutes before I make a move. Running all the scenarios through my head. And you on the other side say, man, make a move. Hold on. Quiet and think. Because that's part of the strategy of chess, right? That's why I love chess, right? And y'all hear me say it all the time. This is chess, not checkers. And I'll show you all this.
When are you accepting the resumes for? Because I'm very interested, and I'm right here
we're accepting resumes now. If you go to we have a Facebook group called hold on here. We have a Facebook group. We actually have a Facebook group called Freight Brokers, Instructors, and Trainers. I own a lot of Facebook groups. A lot of y'all probably don't even know that we own them. Like Freight Brokers, we own that group. Freight Brokers versus Truckers, we own that group. So there's a lot of groups that we own on Facebook that y'all have no idea that we own them. Okay, that's by design. Why? Because it's a way for us to brand. And this is one of the groups that we own: Freight Brokers, Instructors, and Trainers. Okay. First thing you see on this group, when you come to this group, is the very first thing you see that's pinned to the top of this page in this group is this right here. This is at the very top of the page. It's always there. And that is what? $100,000, 8 weeks of work. The RBBS Logistics Learning Center is looking for logistics instructors and trainers. Qualified prospects must be a logistics industry professional, possesses a federal tax ID number, owner or partner of an active LLC incorporated logistics firm, committed to offering career opportunities to new industry professionals. All interested parties may submit letters of interest to the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Email training@theRBBSLLC.org, 866-973-6445, extension 2, training and certification. And there's the link right there, right over to where our website. That's our corporate website. This is our corporate website. Not the website you all go to. This is our corporate website. This is where all this is at. And here again, this is where you can go and you can, register for the, for different things. You can go to the career fairs and see what this is, and then you can pull up our career fair, our brochure. You can also pull up our course schedule. This is how it will all go down when the students, from step by step. On day one, this orientation is all mapped out, laid out, what the course studies, what the course is each day, what's going to be the course studies of each day. At the end of each day, each student must complete a quiz. When they go back to the hotel room, they must complete a quiz, and they must pass that quiz at a grade of 70 before they can attend the next day of training. Okay? And each day is mapped out when it starts, when lunch breaks, what's going to be covered, and this all is always going to be the same.
Okay, what was that group again?
It is Freight Broker Instructors and Trainers. I'm going to give you all the link to it right now. All right, y'all. I got to get ready to get out of here. My blood sugar is talking to me. I ain't going to lie to you. Got to go find me something to eat. I can feel myself getting lightheaded and unsteady. All right, so there you go. All right, everybody. No problem, and thank you all. All right, everybody. We're gonna call that. We're gonna call it for today. I can feel my hands tingling. My blood sugar is telling me, Calvin, it's time to eat. So guess what? I gotta go eat. But I just want to let you all know I do appreciate each and every last one of you all. I hope you all are getting a lot out of this platform. I hope it's living up to what you all expected. Because I hate having people to pay for something that's not of value. Okay, that's not what I'm about. Okay, I reviewed a lot of freight broker training platforms. A lot of them, they ain't worth the paper that they're printed on. I mean, they're really not for the kind of money that they ask me to pay. And you have nothing, literally nothing. When you're done, you got a receipt, a certificate, and a handshake, and someone said, "I hope you go make some money." By my standards, that don't cut it. Not for what they're charging, $700, $1,200, $3,000, some even more than that. Is not what it's worth. If I'm going to have someone to pay, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, I'm going to have them to attend something like this. Okay, this is what we want them to have. Where all the travel accommodations they're paid for, the hotel accommodations paid for, the 3 restaurant meals a day paid for, Uber and Lyft rides, while they're there, paid for. Okay, we're all about offering something that no one else has seen before, and on top of that, guaranteed career placement. It's not I hope you go find a job, I hope you go make some money. No. We put a mechanism a system, a network in place that would guarantee them what? Career placement. And the same mechanism would guarantee our instructors what? A way to what? Expand and build their firms with good, well-trained people. Why? Because you trained them. And not only that same mechanism pays those instructors for their time. So if you're taking a couple of weeks or a week out of your time, we're paying you $25,000. Okay? So that's who we are. You know, I know a lot of freight broker trainers, they look at our platform and they only see the, you know, little, the big chubby dark skinned guy, you know, that's talking about, you know, sales and dispatching and signing up carriers, and they think that's all there is to us. Well, I just let them keep thinking that. You know, but once you're in the platform, you all quickly realize there's a lot more than meets the eye. Okay? This platform is a wealth of knowledge, information, and benefits. No one, there's not another platform on the face of the planet that gives you more tools and resources, more opportunity than this platform does. For the money that you're putting out, $39.95 a month? Come on, really? All right. Thank you all. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Hope y'all have enjoyed the show for today. Thank you, all of you all who participated. All the questions were great. Thank you, Mr. Lloyd, for bringing it to our attention, you know, about the Celadon crisis and how that crisis is going to benefit logistics firms within the industry. Is actually going to make for better loads and higher paying loads. So, and thank you for recognizing that. Thank each and every last one of you all for joining our platform. I really appreciate you all. I appreciate your participation in the chat groups. Keep it up. Keep doing that. Keep sharing information. Keep helping each other out. So that's what it's all about. But those of you who have noticed our platform and you're interested in joining our platform, just go to mydispatcher.org. That is singular, not plural. That's mydispatcher.org. Once here, you're going to scroll down, and right underneath this video, you're going to see where it says to enroll to get started. Click here. Once you click that link, that's going to take you right over to the automated enrollment, where you all will see the individual platform enrollment. You can click the view more, it tells you all about that enrollment, and you can click here, add it to your cart, and pay with any debit or credit card. Or if you want to see all the other plans, you can click off of that, and it will show you all the other options. We have a veterans enrollment, individual enrollment, corporate enrollment for up to 10 agents, corporate enrollments for up to 20 agents, and we have the franchise opportunity, and of course the logistics training guaranteed career placement events, which is going to start in March. If any of you are not part of the government programs, if you don't qualify for the VA, if you don't qualify for the VA rehab program, if you don't qualify for the low-income program, if you don't qualify for the food stamp program, if you don't qualify for the housing, low-income housing program, if you don't qualify for any of those government-assisted programs, you can pay for it out of your pocket. It is $7,500. We are going to be offering, we are in the process of working with different factoring companies that have expressed interest in financing this for you. So hopefully we can get something going with a couple of the factoring companies who have expressed some interest in financing this for those individuals that don't qualify for those government programs and where the government pays your tuition. So, but there we have it. We appreciate you all. Look us up, the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. We think we're worth the look-see. Thank you all again. I will see you all back here on not next Saturday, but it'll be after the first of the month. This is the last broadcast. We hope it was a great broadcast. Hope you all loved it. Hope you all get a lot of views out of it. It'll be on the YouTube channel Today, before the day is up, it will be in the back office definitely by Monday. So y'all have a great Christmas and New Year's. And for our students, we'll be seeing you all on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, leading up to the Christmas holidays. After that, we will be back after the first of the year. Thank you all, and you all have a great Christmas. Have a great New Year's. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe, everybody. Have fun. Be safe. Hope Santa brings you all everything that you all were looking for. And love all of you all. Thank you all again. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Everybody.
Blessings.